Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I really hope that you are all doing well and staying safe, or as safe as we all can be in these times. Today I'm sharing some Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower game videos. I know a lot of people stock up on the generic Jengas from Dollar Tree, so I wanted to share some of my favorite creations that I've made on this channel from the beginning till now. And I'll include the whole playlist below so that you can see the ones that I didn't include. These are shortened versions, so if you did want something more detailed, you can also check out the full video. I really hope that you enjoy this and that you stick around by subscribing to this channel, because once you hit subscribe, we instantly become best friends.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
And please hit that notification bell. YouTube may or may not let you know when I post a video, but if they don't, follow me on Instagram and we'll keep in touch there. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with the very first Jenga tutorial created on my channel. I'm going to use a box of the Jenga, and I'm going to take one piece and find the middle and mark it. It doesn't have to be anything really visible, just so you know where it is. Now, when this tutorial was filmed, I used Gorilla Super Glue. Now, I would recommend using Gorilla Wood Glue. A lot of people do use hot glue. I'm not a big fan of using hot glue with this because it does add some bulk, but other people have used it successfully, so it's up to you and what you have on hand. Now you can do this two ways. You can either stack them with them laying flat on the table, or you can stack them with them facing upwards. So either like this, or you can put your pieces up like this, which is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to attach this using a generous amount of glue, but again, I will say it, wood glue is my glue of choice now these days. I'm going to make sure that the marking that I made lines up or the other two break up, and I'm going to stack these. So how tall you want this is how far you stack these. So this one has 4 double Jenga pieces and 3 single Jenga pieces, and I'm going to make 2 identical one of these. So now for the next side, it's going to be the opposite. So 4 single Jenga pieces and 3 double. So you want this to fit together like a puzzle. So now you're going to take the pieces that are opposite to each other and wedge them in. Some pieces are going to wedge in beautifully and nicely without much force. Others are going to take a little bit more handling. Now, what I like to do is I like to put it in as much as I can, and then with a hammer or a mallet, you're going to want to lightly start pushing it in, making sure that you are distributing your weight, that you're not just hitting one piece, because even though you've secured it with glue, this still can come apart. Once you have it all in place, you can add a base by adding 3 Jenga pieces to the inside. Attach this by adding glue to the edges and letting it dry. And then when you're done, you can paint it or stain it. If I were to do this again, I would probably stain mine and keep one natural wood, but I still really love how they turned out. The next 2 crafts, I'm going to be using 2 of these tumbling tower games, and I'm actually going to stain them beforehand because I am gluing this onto glass. I don't like to stain things when it's on glass or on a surface that it could possibly get all funky. So I'm using a foam brush and my favorite stain, which is dark walnut, and you can stain after. It's totally up to you. So for this, I used E6000 because I am going to be placing this on the bottom of this Dollar Tree little jar or vase, whatever you want to call it. And I am basically just going to create a little border around it because I want this to match my pallet holder. So I'm adding a pretty generous amount, and then I'm going to line these up. I'm going to show exactly how many I used up top. You can also do this with hot glue if you don't have E6000 on hand. The reason that I used E6000 for this was because I'm able to move it around while I figured out how many I needed, and I did 6, 6, 5, and 5 until I covered the entire thing. So this is what it looks like. It did fill it with some grass and some pebbles, and then I am just going to put my brushes on the inside, and you have yourself a little brush holder. You can also use this as a planter, whatever you like. Now to match this craft and something that's a little bit more useful, I'm going to use these table scatter hearts from Dollar Tree, and I just spray painted them. This is totally unnecessary. You don't have to add this, and if you do add it, you really don't have to spray paint it. I just was going for a specific look during this craft. So once it is nice and dry, I'm going to move on to my Jenga pieces. Now with the Jengas that I've already stained, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my E6000, but of course you can use wood glue, and I'm going to attach 2 to itself, and I'm going to do a row of 3. This all depends on how long you want your pallet holder. So just make sure that you let everything dry really well before moving on. And if I were to do this again, I would definitely use wood glue instead of E6000. Now I'm going to make these 4 and attach them together. This is going to be the side of my pallet holder, and make sure that you're doing this nice and straight. If you have a square tool, use that, or use a wall, a book, whatever you have. At the time, I don't know why I didn't use it, but try and get this as straight as possible by moving it around and laying it flat on the table. So I'm going to do 2 of these. So the longer pieces are my side pieces, and the shorter pieces are the middle of the pallet holder. So now I'm going to grab any slightly elevated surface like this little chalkboard. I'm going to line up my Jenga pieces that are left, and then I'm going to E6000 the little hearts up top. This part is optional. The reason that I used something that's a little elevated is so that it's nice and in the middle. Now I'm going to put these together. So I'm going to put my E6000, which again, I recommend hot glue. So one of the shorter pieces attaching the top, the middle, and the bottom of my 2 longer pieces. So if you wanted to go a little longer, you totally can. And now I'm going to start adding those other pieces, starting from one side, and every little crease of the Jenga pieces is where I add the others. In total, I had 10 of these, and when I was done, I think I had a really functional and affordable makeup holder and little makeup set. You can also use this to organize different things around your house, like tissue paper or even dishes if you want, but I love it.
For this project, I used 3.5 of the Dollar Tree Jenga
packs,
and I just took them out of the pack, and I'm going to use
start creating a little frame, and I'm using Gorilla Wood glue for this, and a leveler. You can use your square tool, whatever you want, and I'm going to start to create little rows. To save some time, I'm actually going to start to create these rows right on top of each other without gluing them to each other, just knowing that they are perfectly straight. So in total, I'm going to create 16 rows of 4, and again, I'm not gluing them to each other. I'm just doing it this way so that they're nice and straight and fit up against each other when it's time to assemble my little frame. So here we have the 16 in total, and now I'm going to create the bottom of this. So I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of making rows of 4, I'm going to create rows of 3. So you should have 16 rows of the 3-piece Jenga and 16 rows of the 4-piece Jenga. Now we're going to start attaching this into a frame. So we're just going to add the Gorilla Wood glue to the bottom, make sure that it is nice and straight, and then take another piece, add a little dab of that, and this is how you are going to attach it. You're going to add that piece to the top, and then you're going to add a bit of glue to the side, and a bit of glue to the bottom, and then wedge that in there. This is how it's going to fit nicely for what we're going to use it for. And before I move on to the next one, I'm going to add something to the side so this doesn't move around. For the side one, I'm just doing the opposite. So that vertical one is going to be placed on top of the horizontal one, and then all the way around. If you want a more detailed explanation, I'll leave all of the links to these videos in the description. I am a lot slower in these videos. Now I'm going to attach these frames to themselves using the Gorilla Wood glue. I didn't do this previously because since they were all still wet, I didn't want them to move out of place or become crooked. Now I'm just using these clips from Dollar Tree to hold them in place while they dry. And once they are nice, dry, and secure, I'm going to flip them over to the side that nobody wants to see because it has all the funky stuff. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my Dollar Tree chalkboards. So all chalkboards at Dollar Tree are not created equal. Some are bigger than the others. So if you are buying these, make sure that you are buying all of the same size. I'm going to add my E6000 to the edge, but of course you can just use hot glue, and then I'm going to place them right in the middle of each frame. After I've added them all in place, I'm going to go ahead and use my leftover E6000 and just add it all to those areas where the Jenga pieces meet, just to make sure that it is not going anywhere, it's not going to budge. And to hang this, I just took an old picture frame from Dollar Tree and I cut out those little pieces. You can also use these or go to the hardware store and buy new ones. So I cut this out. Before I attach this, I want to make sure that it is nice and leveled. I don't want this to be crooked. So this is the line that I'm going to use as a guide. I'm going to add my tool right there to make sure that it is leveled, move it around until I get a nice even spot. And this is how I'm going to add it so that I can stick a nail on there. I'm going to add a generous amount of E6000. When you place it on your board, make sure that you are leaving that little gap for a nail to fit through and that none of the glue is seeping through. When it's dry, you can flip it over and add whatever you want to this. Now, I wanted this to be a command center, so I used these stickers from Dollar Tree and added Monday through Friday all the way through. And then once I added those stickers, at the bottom, I added these little hooks, which I found at Dollar Tree. These are supposed to be thumbtacks. I added them to the middle bottom Jenga, and this way I can use it to hang keys or whatever I want. I added a little bit of E6000 to the edge, and then I pushed the little pin in. And when I was done, I had a totally functional command center for super duper cheap. For this next one, and one of my favorite tutorials, I still display this in my home, I'm going to use 2 packs of the Tumbling Tower games. I'm also going to use this mirror from Dollar Tree. This is one of their larger mirrors, and this is another one that I'm going to stain beforehand because I didn't want to stain this while it was attached to the mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little foam brush and my favorite stain, which is Dark Walnut from Minwax, and I'm going to do this piece by piece. I just put on a Netflix show and just started staining. But again, if you want to go ahead and stain it on the mirror, then just make sure that you cover the mirror really, really well and clean it up before it dries in place. Now that everything is stained, which is probably about 24 hours later, I'm going to take this little metal piece and push it up just so everything fits a little bit nicer. I'm going to use E6000 to attach this. During this time, I used the white one because the white one is not as thick, so I didn't want this to run over. And now I'm going to start with the sides of the mirror. Now for this, I used 7 pieces and then 5 on the sides. And if any of the glue seeped, I did clean it up immediately. Make sure that you add it to the very edge so it doesn't seep forward. When you get to the last row, you are going to have to add a little bit of force. Just make sure that you're nice and gentle, but it does pop into place. Now I wanted to create a second row so that I have the opportunity to add a little handle. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I won't add glue to these middle pieces. So I'm going to make my way around, and then when I get here, I'm going to skip the glue, but still add a Jenga piece, and then go around. Just make sure you do not add the glue, and do the same thing to the other side on the same Jenga piece. Now I'm going to add a third row, and when I get to that Jenga piece that doesn't have the glue, I'm only going to take a Jenga piece and not add glue to the edge, just to the sides. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want it to get stuck to that little piece, and then I'm going to flip that forward so that it can dry in place. So here we go, I'm flipping this little one. I also added another one to the side just to stabilize the top one. These are just going to be in place while the top one dries. That's why we skipped the glue on the Jenga beneath it. And now when it dries, you can pop those out of place and you have a cute little handle. So I love this project. Like I said, I still display it in my home. You can't carry it around with a ton of weight because, again, this is a mirror, but for display, I think this is absolutely perfect and looks a lot more expensive than it is. For this one, and it's my most popular Dollar Tree Jenga tutorial, I used 2 boxes for the small lantern and 4 boxes for my large one. I'm also going to use my square tool to make sure that it is nice and straight. And this is how I'm going to assemble it. I'm just going to create a little box for the base. So I have 2 on the sides, and then I'm going to keep attaching to the side, making sure that they're nice and straight. If any of these Jenga pieces are jagged, broken, crooked, I replace them with other ones. And whatever has writing on it, I kind of just make sure that it's face down so that none of them go to waste. So this is for my small lantern, and these are the Jenga pieces that I will be using, 2 on each side and then 2 rows of 6. And this is what I'll be using for my larger one. You're gonna make 2 of these pieces for each lantern. So I'm gonna keep this up on the screen for a bit. To attach this, I just used regular Gorilla wood glue and a popsicle stick. I don't really like to use the nozzle because my nozzle just releases a little bit too much of the wood glue. So I'm just adding a pretty generous amount, making sure that it doesn't seep out. If it does seep out, then you can wipe it down, but I like to leave it as is and then sand everything down. If you don't sand it, then those little areas are going to be really hard to stain. So it's easier for me to sand when they're that little bubble than if they're just spread across all of the Jenga. Remember, you're making 2 of those for each lantern. So now I'm going to make my columns, and I'm going to make 4 columns for the small lantern. I'm going to make 8 for the larger ones, and they have 6 Jenga pieces in each. And you're going to attach them using your wood glue as you usually would. Now, to save some time after I've assembled 1 row, then I'm going to use the other side of my square tool to assemble the other side, just so I just save some time. I'm just going to scooch that over and do the same thing. And once both those pieces are dry, I'm going to attach them to each other. So this is how I'm going to attach them to create a little L piece. You add your wood glue and you let it dry, and you're going to end up with 4 of these. These are for the larger lanterns. And this is what's going to hold everything up. For the smaller ones, since they are single and I don't have that L shape, you don't need to do this. You're done once you create your little pieces. But now for this, once it is completely dry, you can go ahead and assemble everything. So now I'm going to take my 2 pieces for the large lantern, and I'm going to grab this and stand it up to make it easier for me to attach the columns. So I'm going to have anything that I can to just help it stand up straight. And I'm going to add my columns to the bottom, making sure that they are facing the same direction and that they are nice and straight. For this, you can use your square tool, make sure that they're nice and straight, because if not, this is going to be really crooked. So just kind of check it out before you secure it in place. Once you've secured those 2 pieces using Gorilla wood glue, you're going to let it dry really well. And to secure the other 2 pieces, I stood mine up, and then I added those 2 pieces, made sure that they dried really well. You can also lay these pieces down just to let them dry. Then go ahead and attach your top piece, adding a generous amount of your glue. And if you have any weight to add on it, then go ahead, or use clamps, whatever you have. Just make sure that it dries really well before moving on to anything else. I'm also going to create a little top piece for this. So for this, I just used the rest of the Jengas that I had left over, and I am just making a little square. Actually, this ends up being a little rectangle, and I'm attaching it using my wood glue. Then I'm going to add a second row to this, but on 2 sides, I am not going to add any of the glue. So I'm just going to add glue on these 2 sides. And no glue on the other, but I am going to add pieces there to give it some space. And then I'm going to add another Jenga piece up top just so that there's a little gap. So now I'm going to fill my space right there, adding the Jenga piece, but not adding glue to the bottom so that those 2 pieces don't get stuck. And when that dries, I'm going to push those 2 little Jenga pieces in the middle out. So this is going to be my top piece. Once I am done, I'm going to go ahead and attach them. Now you can paint this, keep it natural wood, or stain them. I stained them, and when I was done, I added a little rope detail using some Dollar Tree rope. I just hot glued it to the side of the top piece of these lanterns on the inside. And when I was done, I had some wedding-worthy lanterns. I love them so much, and they are definitely my most popular Jenga tutorial to date. Again, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for spending this time with me. I appreciate you so much, more than you will ever know, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. Stay safe, everyone.